everyone. Wave and say hi to Andrea through the chat. Andrea, this is your first time with the Pacdemic. How's it going? And tell us where you're at and what it's like over there.
Hi, welcome everybody. It's so good to be here. I am feeling so blissed out and lovely because I decided to go on like a 22-mile bike ride from my town in
Nice,
Eureka to the next town. And
nice.
there's just something really relieving and releasing about getting that full body motion. It helps push out energy, and just being in nature really is super duper grounding. And so um,
It's
it
nice to be able to get outside nowadays, right?
yeah, I mean, with the pressure of the with the pandemic, and on top of that, just the struggle of being a black queer woman on top of all of that, you really feel it, especially in such a rural area, where there is a little bit more ignorance and there can be a little bit more to overcome. I mean, that's pretty much worldwide
Interesting.
right now.
Yeah,
So
that's a very interesting perspective.
it's all
And what
about
part of the
it's all
what
about
part of the world are
self-care.
you in?
It,
Where are you at? Where is it? Where are you at that it's like that?
so pretty much any rural area, but right here is Humboldt County, California.
Okay, you're
Um,
in Humboldt. All right. I hope you smoke marijuana because that is like the marijuana capital of California right there.
I have a profound respect for marijuana, and I use it in a lot of different things, but I actually don't partake in smoking it because I'm very sensitive. But yes, I'm
You know
surrounded
what?
by
That's fine.
it.
More for us that do.
Exactly. I'm also, you know what I'm saying? I'm still connected and I'm plugged in. But yeah, it's another way to do self care. I'm all about that self care and self wellness, especially for
Awesome, awesome.
us black and
Well,
brown
it's interesting.
bodies.
I
So,
brought that up because I'm from California, and as a kid, especially growing up in like the '80s, Humboldt County was always like the mecca for marijuana. So, as I
right.
was a kid, I was like, I want to live in Humboldt County one day.
Yeah. And,
Um,
that and the nature,
oh, it's a beautiful
it
area.
really, really is a place to ground in and actually do some personal work, aside from some of the pockets of ignorance that you get that everywhere. So,
Yeah, well, I apologize that that's happening to you, and I'm hoping that you're able to deflect most of it and stay positive and
thank
stay
you.
beautiful because you are positive and beautiful. So,
Thank
without further
you.
ado, we're gonna let you go ahead and do. You're doing how many pieces? Two or three pieces?
Yeah, I'm doing three pieces. So, yeah, my name is All Love Andrea. I'm working with a nonprofit actually called Youth Art Will Succeed. I forgot to write that down. And it's all about activism through art. So, yes, without further
Okay,
ado,
great.
I'm going to start my first piece, which is called Nostalgia. Feel free to take a deep breath with me, y'all. Let's take a deep breath in. Let it out. I drive slowly in my childhood neighborhood, listening to Tupac's Keep Your Head Up, flooded with heart wrenching nostalgia as I reminisce. The joys, the heartbreak and pain, this beautiful struggle, as in a way I begin to kiss my childhood goodbye, but not completely. With all these aches in this beautiful struggle, my therapist told me earlier that day in response to my inability to get out of bed and face the world every day, welcome to adulthood. My joy subsides, sinking into concrete cracks where scraped knees bleed, cradled in my mother's breast as she held my head, hands holding me, lips kissing me, my chin, hair caressing my entire tense being, until relief melted like a mother's soft, loving glow does. Wrapped up in the disappointment of my missing baby blanket, she couldn't replace with her embrace when I was 12 and found out she gave it away. It stung, it wrung, but not as numerous as the rings I counted on the largest living redwood tree in the forest that embraced me here. Your evergreens covered my body and soul, rooting me in community I had yet to see. You probably didn't predict this poem would allude to redwood trees, but that's because you're just like me. Mm, yeah. Oh, you may be different with a different story, but baby, you're just like me. Connected, interconnected, recollected like the redwood trees, whose roots spread so wide, even though they're not deep. They hold us up so we can see from the top of the tallest trees. Thank you. That was my first one. I'm going to move on to another poem, and it's called Lynching Museum. I'm standing in front of a 200-pound rusted steel memorial. I begin reading the names of 32 blacks hanged in the state of Alabama circa 1940. Half of the list of names reads, unknown name. A rock forms in the pit of my stomach, heavy like chains, pulling my ancestors to the bottom of the ocean during the Middle Passage, and I feel my heart joining them. Down, way down deep, drowning me, the water pressure on every square inch of my body, forcing the truth deeper into my soul. I don't breathe, but something in my soul gasps like for the first time. It feels good sinking here. Rather than breathing in the stench of hanging bodies rotting in the summer sun, where my present reality drifts back to the hundreds of 6 feet tall steel memorials denoting the name, state, and date of all blacks hung in the United States that there are records of. Tears streaming down my face, I keep walking. And as I do, the steel blocks are getting higher and higher above my head as if being slowly hanged in real time. I feel their weight press against my soul, and my skin won't stop crawling. I remember the old man in the restaurant the evening before. Y'all headed to that Lynching Museum, ain't ya? Heard they got openings. And proceeding to point to my friend, he says, don't think they got any ropes big enough for him, though. Maybe this is why many of my ancestors chose the vastness of the ocean floor, flinging themselves into the sea rather than lift a finger to create the links for the chains that would bind them. No, they would rather be made as a canvas for the ocean floor, with enough room in every breath for the concept of freedom in their lungs. Far more valuable to them than air. Leaving the memorial, I still can't breathe. Something's holding tight around my neck, but when I grasp for it, there's nothing there. I tell my comrades, they feel the same. We all leave unsettled. Arriving at my hotel, I look in the mirror. I don't see the same person. I see a silent strength in my eyes that wasn't there before. I look at my hands, seeing slender, strong fingers that would work to the bone if I let them. I tell them I won't let them be used for that. I see my back and my thighs strong enough to hold the White House up if I let them. Instead, I vow to dismantle the beliefs that laid its foundations, filling my lungs take in a long, longed for oxygen. I breathe out. Later that night, laying on the bed in my hotel room, I hoped to dream of the bottom of the ocean floor so I could revive my ancestors' wandering souls, call them by their forgotten names, and breathe freedom back into their rebellious lungs. Thank you. And last but not least, we will end with the wise words of the poet and philosopher Khalil Gibran from his book, The Prophet. It's about beauty. And a poet said, "Speak to us of beauty." And he answered, "Where shall you seek beauty? And how shall you find her unless she herself be your way and your guide? And how shall you speak of her except she be the weaver of your speech? The aggrieved and the injured say, beauty is kind and gentle, like a young mother half shy of her own glory she walks among us. And the passionate say, nay, beauty is a thing of might and dread. Like the tempest she shakes the earth beneath us and the sky above us. The tired and the weary say, beauty is soft whisperings. She speaks in our spirit. Her voice yields to our silences like a faint light that quivers in fear of the shadow. But the restless say, we have heard her shouting in the mountains, and with her cries came the sound of hoofs, and the beating of wings, and the roaring of lions. At night, the watchmen of the city say, beauty shall rise with the dawn from the east. And at noontime, the toilers and the wayfarers will say, we have seen her leaning over the earth from the windows of the sunset. In the winter, the snowbound, she shall come with the spring, leaping among the hills. And in the summer heat, the reapers say, we have seen her dancing with the autumn leaves, and we saw her drift of snow in her hair. All these things you have said of beauty, yet in truth you speak not of her, but of needs unsatisfied. And beauty is not a need, but an ecstasy. It is not a mouth thirsting nor an empty hand stretched forth, but rather a heart inflamed and a soul enchanted. It is not the image you would see, nor the song you would hear, but rather an image you see though you close your eyes, and a song you hear though you shut your ears. It is not the sap within the furrowed bark, nor the wing attached to the claw, but rather a garden forever in bloom, a flock of angels forever in flight. People of Orphalese, people of planet Earth, beauty is life when life unveils her holy face. But you are life, and you are the veil. Beauty is eternity, gazing at itself in a mirror, but you are eternity, and you are the mirror. Oh, yes, I just have to say that you are beautiful today and every day. When you look for beauty, look at yourself, babe. Its eyes are staring through you to everything you see.
That was awesome. All right, you guys, I'm going to unmute everybody. Let's hear it for Andrea.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. You can follow me. Yep.
Hey, darling. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Awesome. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Can tell from the applause, you were wonderful.
Thank you.
How are you feeling after that?
I feel like I got some spirit energy moving through me. I feel like I was drawn to say what I said, and I feel like y'all were really present with me in that. So, yeah, I feel the vibes are high.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
You're so
Hey, thank
welcome.
you. Really, I really appreciate you being here. And I know you were here for the last show, and
Yes.
you're best friends with some of my family members. And I know they're
Yes.
here watching you as well, and they were sending you some love through the chat.
Thank
So
you. I love you all
I
so
love having,
much.
yes, I love having the friends and family involved in this event. Thank you so much. We are going to go to our next. Instead of performers, I'm going to unmute them. Thrill Hammer wasn't able to get their audio dialed in, so instead we're going to interview them, and we're also going to show a lovely video. Thanks again, Andrea. Love you.
Love you.
All right. So are you guys on video?
Yeah,
Thrill
you
Hammer.
just have to turn us on.
You are on, buddy.